RLLRL.com, and if you haven't seen this show before, it's live on, well, it's on YouTube as well. So this is being pre-recorded for YouTube, so it'll go up on YouTube, and obviously it's live on Instagram. And I'm going to change things up a little bit today. This is normally my Monday night show, if you're new to this show, and I've got a host of news here. In fact, I've got 4 pages of drum news here. So I have to get my notebook out for this because I cannot. Hi, Mike. So, Mike, I understand it was had some hailstones over the weekend in LA. Is that correct? I've got some people in from Italy. So what's it like in Italy at the moment? So we're going to change it up a little bit because I always do a competition, as you know. And anyone that saw my show on Friday with the new products from Zildjian will know I have got a lot of products to give away. And today I'm going to give away the new Zildjian high fidelity earplugs. So I'm giving these away, but what's going on here is this is how you can win these. So over the next sort of 25 to 30 minutes, which is how long this show is estimated to go on for, I'm going to give away these for the best question that I get sent in. So put the question mark in the question mark box. I'm going to keep repeating that in case people are new, but the best question, I'll pick the best question out at the end of it, and they get to win this pair of new Zildjian high fidelity earplugs. Unfortunately, YouTube followers and watchers, it's only if you're live. So if you're watching this afterwards, so Mike has just said, yes, we had a bit of weather. It even snowed at Malibu Beach. Then that's the reason why I didn't come this year. I knew there was a reason. I was prepared to sit outside the Anaheim Convention Center, even though there was no show on, you know, because I've done it for 20 years, and now I know why I didn't come, because I knew it was going to snow in Malibu. Anyway, so I've got a cool, I think, drum lesson to show you today, which I'm going to spend a little bit more time on. So we're going to do a live, you've got to put them into the question mark box, Guido London, because I might even answer that. But anyway, you've got to put them in the question mark box, and I think you should know the answer to that question anyway. I mean, what do I look like? So anyway, put that in the question mark box. And also, I'm going to tell you my guests this week. Really excited, got a couple of great guests, as always, coming in this week. Which is going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to get to that as well. So there's a lot on, but like I said, questions in the question mark box, and at the end of the show, hopefully if I get some questions in, I'll pick out the questions and I will, one lucky winner will win this set of headphones, earplugs. So let's start with some drum news. And like I said, there is so much drum news. Last week, if anyone caught my show on Monday, would have seen that I tried to do like a NAMM special and talk about new product, etc, etc. And this year, obviously with no music show, companies have started thinking a little bit out of the box, which I have to say I think is good. And anyone that knows me and has spent any time with me, I've been saying for the last 3 or 4 years that our industry has to adapt and has to change. I've said this numerous times on these threads and on these chats, that in a way I think what COVID has done for our industry, obviously not taking anything away from the horrendous things that have been going on with it, but in our industry I think it's speeded our industry up to adapt to certain situations. And so with that in mind, a lot of companies have released press releases today. I've got press releases that have come in on my website, mikedelwood.com, that have been embargoed until the 1st, meaning that they can't be announced till the 1st. So a lot of companies are releasing products and doing something different. So I'm going to start off with one thing that I think is pretty cool, and that is Drum Day LA. Okay, so Drum Day LA is going to be on the 5th of February. And it's been put on by Drum Workshop, who, as most of you know, under their umbrella, a Drum Workshop, Gretsch drums, LP percussion, Slingerland drums. I think that's it. I apologise if there's more than that. Anyway, they're going to do a day on the 5th of February on YouTube. I don't think you need to register, but all you need to do is go over to DW or Gretsch and look at their profile or any of the posts that they may be putting up, and you'll see more information about this. But it's going to be on the 5th of Feb. They're going to announce all the new products. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of artist relations. I'm sure there's going to be some of the DW artists. I must stop reading what comes in. I get distracted. Talking about products, you know, I know that obviously Dave Grohl has got a new snare drum. I know Keith Carlott's got a new snare drum. Thomas Lane's been putting out some videos on the new pedals, and they're going to be releasing all the new other stuff as well. So put it in the diary. 5th of Feb. Check the times. Go over to their social media, over to their Instagrams or their YouTube page. If you're watching this on YouTube and you don't want to use Instagram, go and check it out. Save the date, 5th of Feb. I will be there, obviously not in person. I will be there on YouTube watching that. So, 5th of Feb, right, having a drink of coffee. Good afternoon. So, as I said, if you're new to this, to win these earplugs, all you need to do is send in a question, put it in the question mark box, any question you want to ask me, and I'm going to pick the best question at the end of the day. It would be cool if you have an interview with Mike Portnoy. Yep, it would be cool if I have an interview with Mike Portnoy. To be honest, I started these and thought back in March and thought I'd be doing them for about 6 weeks, and obviously we're still going. I've got the next couple of weeks. I've got some absolute corkers, and a lot of the interviews I'm doing. Bear with me. I'm going to turn my snares off. I'm trying to also do very varied, as people may be aware when they watch this, but also people that haven't done many interviews, certainly via Instagram. Those that are new to this may have seen that I did one with Matt Helders from the Arctic Monkeys, was on here, never does these interviews before, and so again I've got a couple of corkers coming up, I promise you. I'm not too sure where they're going to go, but I've got a couple of corkers coming up, so you need to keep an eye on this. So that's coming up. So, and there's, you know, Mike Portnoy. Yep, they're all people that are on the list that I can get a contact to join me on these chats. So don't forget, Drums Day LA, 5th of February on YouTube. Catch all the new products. Obviously, for those that don't know, DW have also got some amazing studios there, so it will be absolutely amazing as well with the facilities that they've got there. So put that date in the diary. So next one, something you might all want to get involved with is Yamaha UK and Steve White are doing a play along competition. So go over to Yamaha UK or Whitey Drums and check out what you need to do, but he's put a track up there and you can play along, send it in, and then there's going to pick a winner. Now this is also something that I'm going to be covering in the next sort of 6 weeks as well. There's obviously, I'm sure most of you have seen the polyrhythm one that's going around at the moment for Everyone Rules the World, and a lot of people are getting involved in it. Personally, that's such a great song, that's such a great groove that I just couldn't play polyrhythms all over that thing, but it's a bit of fun. But anyway, so go and check out the Steve White and the Yamaha UK play along. It's a competition. I think it's got another couple of weeks to run. Nice track. You download the track, you play along to it, you put it up online. Check that out. Okay, next from Sonor, all new products being launched today. Again, Sonor have got some very cool videos that are up there, and if you're interested in watching the Sonor video, you can go up over to YouTube, Sonor's YouTube page, or go to my website, mikedolbear.com, and you'll see a link taking you to a very cool video that they've done to talk about all these new products. It gets you a chance to see the actual factory. So, new from them, the SQ1 drums now have 2 new colours, plus now matching bass drum hoops. So obviously the bass drum hoops now are matching the colour of the drum, which is quite a nice feature. And they've added 2 snare drums to that range. The Vintage series, again, has 2 new finishes, 2 new snare drums, plus they've added an 8x8 and a very interesting 14x9 tom-tom. So quite a shallow tom-tom, looks very cool. They've also announced a complete new series. It's for a competitive price, so it's sort of almost like a bottom end beginners series drum kit, the AQX. But it actually it looks amazing. Really, really good hardware, great stuff. It's got various sizes, and there's a few really cool compact kits, which are very, very common and very popular at the moment. Whether people are practicing more in their houses or want smaller kits. To be honest, over the years I've gigged compact kits, but they're doing the jungle kit, which is a 16 bass drum, 10, 13 and a 13-inch snare drum, but they're also doing the micro kit with a 14-inch bass drum. All of this is coming with their new 1000 series hardware. So they've got a full range of competitive price hardware, including single and double bass drum pedals, and the hi-hat pedal as well has got movable legs, which again is such a good idea now, obviously, with the way that the stands are sitting on the floor. So go over to Sonor to check that out. Go over to their YouTube page or go to MikeDolby.com and you'll see this up on MikeDolby.com. Click on the link, it takes you to the YouTube page. The video is really cool. It shows you them walking through the factory in Germany with all the new products. So they've launched all their new products today. Next one, I quite liked this actually. For all those prog fans out there, anyone that caught my live chat last week with Al Murray would see that I give him a tough time about prog. He's a big fan of prog music, but there's a new album out by the Masatellas, which is Pat Masatello, and it's a romantic guide to King Crimson. So it looks really cool. It's released on the 14th of February. So you can keep an eye out for that or go over and check that out. Next one, a company that I have a lot to do with here. I just want to repeat what I said earlier for the new people that come in. Any questions, put them in the question mark box, and the coolest question today gets to win these new, they've just come out, I don't even know if they're in the shops yet actually, but there's new Zildjian high fidelity earplugs. So I will pick out the best question. I'll read all the questions out, but I'll pick out the best question and the winner gets to win those. So a company that I've worked with quite a lot, we did a cool competition before Christmas, and the people that make my drum framed glasses, Jefferson Eyewear, okay? For those that aren't aware of Jefferson Eyewear make the frames out of recycled drums. So I've got a pair here. This is made from Salt Drums, which is a drum company in Holland, and they make them out the frames, out the drums, and obviously you can have your prescription glasses in them or sunglasses. So they've been running something that they launched only 3 or 4 days ago with the Editors. If you're not familiar with the Editors, if you're overseas and you're not familiar, a great UK band called the Editors, and they've done a collaboration. So they've had 6 pairs that they sold already, and all the money is going to a really cool charity called Love Welcomes Foundation. So the shades are called the Love Welcomes Editors shades, okay? Now the Love Welcome Foundation is a charity in Holland. You should go to Jefferson Eyewear to get more information about this, but it's a charity in Holland helping refugee ladies get into work. And they're working in the textile industry, and so what they've done with the glasses is on one frame they've got a textile on the frame over the top of the wood. So it's made out of Sonor drums. It's been signed by the whole band, and the 7th pair is Jefferson Eyewear, it's in the UK. I apologise. He's come in to tell me it's not in Holland. So the charity is set up in the UK. Love Welcomes Foundation. You can go and check that out. So they've all signed, the band have signed a Sonor drum shell, which Jefferson Eyewear have cut the shells out, made into 7 pairs of glasses. 6 have already been sold. So if you go over to Jefferson Eyewear, if you could see this now, you'll be able to see that their profiles come up. If you can't see this now, Jefferson Eyewear, if you're watching it on YouTube, on Instagram, go and check that out. Check out this pair of glasses, because they've got 1 pair of glasses that you can win. Okay, so the last pair, you can't buy any more, and it's a limited edition, but you can still win this pair. So go over to that and check that out. And like I said, or go to Ed Lay, who's the editor's drummer, Instagram, or the editors. But Jefferson Eyewear, and you'll get all that information. So don't forget, any questions, put them in the question mark box. Winner, best question, wins these glasses. Okay. Next one, news. So Rhythm Magazine, I'm sure most of you are familiar with. Rhythm Magazine is a UK drum magazine, and this has gone through a few changes over the last sort of few years, but is now owned by Beats Network, with Louise King. Anyone in the industry knows who Louise is. Has been around for a long time in the industry. I hope she doesn't mind me saying that. She's obviously still very young, but she started with Rhythm Magazine when she was 4 years old. So no, she didn't, but she's still there. Anyway, she's the editor, and their new issue is out now. So like I said, they've got the new, now owned by Beats Network, and their new issue is out now. And I think Stanton Moore may be in that issue. Dan Flint is in that issue. So anyway, go and check that out. Drum hangs. Again, if you're not aware of drum hangs, something that's set up at the beginning of lockdown. Really cool drum hangs on Zoom. They've just announced February's artists, so go to Drum Hangs and check that out and find out who their artists are for February. I think Vinny Collegia's doing this Saturday or maybe Monday, but very close. Kaz Rodriguez is in the house. I hope you're well, Kaz. I'm glad to see that you put your drumsticks down and stopped practicing for 2 minutes and popped in to say hello. Kaz, if you've got any questions for me, put them in the question mark box, because I'm giving away a pair of these ear protectors. So if you've got a question, then stick it in that thing. But you'd only send rude questions in. So yeah, so drum hangs this week, and they've just announced February, and Steve Jordan is going to be on there in February. So go and check drum hangs to find out what their timetable for the month. Right, I told you. Look at that. There was nearly 20 minutes of drum news there today. So, so what do you want? Do you want me to ask the questions first, or do you want me to give you this week's drum lesson first? What do you want? Come on. So, questions or the drum lesson? Live drum lessons or the questions? What do you want? I'll let you... Do you want to know my guests this week? I'll leave that till the end. Guests at the end. Okay, so the first person that says whatever they want. So it's question or the drum lesson. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, what we got? What do you want, Kaz? I'll tell you what I could do. I could start by asking a few of these questions. So, I did have a question that was sent in pre this, which I should answer, which was somebody asked me, because I used a cool picture of the Joker on to advertise this, and somebody sent me a question in to say, what's my favourite film? So I am going to answer that, and I think I'm going to keep it relevant, because a few people have sent me in some comments today, and I don't know if it was launched on this date that reminded people, but a few years ago I did, I've been doing these online web shows, the Mike Dolbear web show, which are on my YouTube page, Drum Clips, and about 5 years ago we filmed one with Abe LeBoyle, Russ Miller and Denny Tedesco. And Denny Tedesco was the person that wrote The Wrecking Crew. And so I thought that was relevant, because I thought, what's my favourite film? Well, there's so many films I could say is my favourite film, but I loved The Wrecking Crew. You can see it you know, I think it might even be on Netflix now. But check it out, The Wrecking Crew. And if you don't know about The Wrecking Crew, you should. I mean, if you're into music, which hopefully you are because you're watching this, you should watch that show. But anyway, The Wrecking Crew, go and check it out. It's about a group of musicians in the 60s that played on all the songs, all the hits, 60s and 70s, all the hits. Hal Blaine was one of the drummers, Earl Palmer, but Denny Tedesco was the person that wrote it, and he wrote it because his dad, Tommy, was the guitarist in the band, and I think they played on like 3,000 or 4,000 hit records, and when Tommy died, no one knew who he was, and so his son decided to put this film together to highlight it. So The Wrecking Crew would be the answer to that. Another great movie, though, again, relevant to this and the podcast, would have to be Standing in the Shadows of Motown. Again, you can find these on various platforms now. I actually own the copy of them. I've got those old things called DVDs still, and I've still got them. But they're amazing films, and if you're into music, I insist that you go and watch them. Right, let's go in. I'm going to do some of these questions now. Then I'm going to do a drum lesson. Oh, okay. So here's the first one. So this is from Ali Loves Drums, and Ali's always in here, always supporting what I do here. So I hope you're well, and I think Ali is from Bermuda, or is living in Bermuda. What's the best moment you've had while you were teaching? Now, I know you can all see that question, but you can't see it when it re-shows or on YouTube. So what's the best moment you've had while you were teaching? Now, that is a very, very tricky question, because what's the best moment you had when you were teaching? I think, and I've discussed that on here before, I think if you can see it in the background, there is a Guinness World Record certificate. So you teach them to play the drums and then they all participate. So that could be something. I guess I'd have to also say that, you know, I was responsible with a group of us for teaching the 1,000 drummers for the opening ceremony of the Olympics in 2012, I think that was now. So I guess you could say that was quite rewarding, because obviously that went out to a lot of people live, and we taught them before. So it was that. I think light bulb, on a general thing, I think light bulb moments when you're trying to connect with a student regarding a particular exercise or subject matter, etc., and then a light bulb moment when they understand, oh, that's what's going on. So anyway, well done, Ali. That's question one. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so question one, what else is in here? Right, Drumming Studio 12. What do you think about the new K Zildjian cymbal pack? Okay, so that would be the video I put up today on Instagram. They launched them just before Christmas. We did a talk on them, or their new products, on Friday, so it's relevant. I felt the audio wasn't that great on Instagram to play them, so I did a video and put them up today. So I liked them. Obviously I didn't have an opinion. I don't put an opinion in my Instagrams. I do like them. I do like the K Suites anyway. It's funny how big cymbals have become popular. It's a 15, 17 and 19 inch crash, but only a 21 inch ride cymbal. Now, as it turns out, it actually sits, but I'm surprised. I thought the ride may have been a bit bigger because the cymbal pack was bigger. I do like the K Suites anyway, but on that point, I have to say that I think that all, and this isn't me sitting on the fence because I'm not endorsed by any cymbal company, but I think all the cymbal companies, all the high-end cymbal companies are making really, really good products. And I think that's healthy because they're all pushing each other. And so even the bottom end now has become so much better because everyone is competing with each other now for that market. And when I started, there was no way. You either had dustbin lids or a decent set of cymbals, and you couldn't afford a decent set of cymbals. So relevant to that particular question, yeah, I do like them. So hopefully that answers that. But I also think that all the top end, all the cymbal companies are making really, really good products because they're all pushing each other. So if you're new, anyone that wants to send any questions in, the best question today gets to win a pair of Zildjian ear protectors. So, do you think... Oh, okay, here we go, quick one. KD Drums. Hi Mike, do you think there will be a UK drum show this year, next year? Next year, totally, absolutely. This year, hopefully. We're planning for a show this year. Everything's working towards a show this year. Obviously, it's not till September. Even if there's a restriction with travel, I think we can still work around that. We talked about that. But I really, really hope so. And at this precise moment, we're planning to. And to be honest, I'm hoping so as well, just for everybody's sake. Because if we can do a show in September, it means that we've opened up everything. Hopefully some gigs can get back together, people can get out again. So even if it's not a drum show, people can get back together again. So at the moment, yes. The venue, which is in Manchester, is actually one of their hospitals at the moment. Whether they're using it, I don't know, but it's actually one of their Nightingale hospitals at the moment. So that's a big issue why we won't be able to. But that I'm hoping will all clear by then. So questions in the question mark box. If you've got any, sorry, I can't read them from there. And then you can see if you can win a pair of headphones. So the top list of favourite movies. Ah, I did that one. Your top list of favourite movies. I've just said that one. But just for Katie, Mike, I think you sent it in already. So I said The Wrecking Crew or Standing in the Shadows of Motown. Both amazing films. If you're into your music, you've got to watch those films. I did like the Foo Fighters one as well, which I think was called Sound City. That was a really good film as well. So yeah, it's music related. Okay, how are we doing here? What is your favourite drum style to play? And which? Okay, sorry. Oh, well, this could set me up here. Adam Parsons, official. What is your favourite drum style to play, and which time signature is your favourite? Okay, I don't have a favourite style to play. I like song-based songs. I struggle, I admire it, but I struggle playing over the top of songs. I wasn't brought up to do that, and I really have a tough time of being able to shred, as people say. Like I said, I admire it, but musically I just can't get my head around it. It doesn't fit for me, it doesn't work for me, which is what I was talking about earlier about Everyone Wants to Rule the World, that's doing the rounds where people are playing polyrhythms over it. It's just like, wow, no, what's wrong with it? It was a great piece of music in the first place. Really nice shuffle on it. Play it as it is. But so your favourite drum style to play? I don't have a style, but I do like to play song-based drums. I like to feel that I'm accompanying something more than being a soloist. I struggle being a soloist. So I guess anything that makes me feel like a song-based. I was brought up in a jazz influence, and just evolved into whatever I do. So now I try not to. It's funny because I practice things I can't do. So which is going to bring me on to the lesson actually, which would be good. Good, thank you, Adam. So you just learnt this up. So I like to practice stuff I can't do. Regarding time signatures, I have sort of a thing about time signatures as well. I don't think you should think about things as a time signature. You should hear it as a melody. It's because if you start getting caught up in thinking of it as 5, 7, 9, or 9 into a 5 into a 7 or whatever, I think you could get a little bit lost. You need to think, if you could think of it in a musical way or a melodic way, you're just playing along to it, and hopefully you've done enough work on the practice kit or on the kit that your muscle memory can hear the music and you can adapt to that music. But Adam, well done, because you've just led me on. I'm going to come back to the other questions, don't worry. But it's led me on to today's lesson. So today's lesson, so you know how this works. Like I said, it's on YouTube, but I'm going to adjust my camera on my phone here for Instagram. I'm going to take you over here to my practice kit. New Vic Firth practice pad, by the way. So you don't need to see my face. It's not a very good face anyway, so that's fine. Hopefully that's cool. You can see that, can't you? Right. Okay. So it's a little exercise in 5, and it's a simple way of thinking about it. So I think I may have talked about this sticky pattern before, the jazz paradiddle. Okay, the jazz paradiddle is going to go right, left, left, right, left, right, right. So it's the jazz paradiddle diddle. Right, left, left, right, left, right. So right, left, left, right, right is a paradiddle diddle. So right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right. If you think about it in triplets, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right. This isn't the exercise. Now, you were talking about time signatures. So a simple way of thinking about this in a different time signature is, at the moment you've got 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if you just took out one note, you've got this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the moment, on the bass drum, I'm just going to play that with the right hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to tempo. Okay, so I'm not hearing that as a time signature now, I'm hearing it as a melody. Now you could turn it around. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, you could go 1, 2, whoop, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up tempo. Okay, now the fun. Okay, now what about if you think about it and you just play the feet in 4. So the feet are going 2, 3, 4. So it's a triplet. 1, 2, 3, da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, there's the original one. So here we go. Now we're going to play the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Ah. So the feet are playing 2, 3, 4, da da do da ba do 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 da ba do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and you could do the same, but play a samba on the feet or a shuffle. So there you go. That's today's lesson. Adam, you set me up for that one. Well done. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what other questions we've got. I hope that makes sense. Any questions about what that lesson I've just done? Let me know. Like I said, I'm getting some questions to come in, and the best question is getting the win today, a set of these Zildjian high fidelity earplugs. So let's have a look. Where are we up to? Okay. Drumming Studio 12. When's your next masterclass? Good question. Wow. Okay, so anyone that knows, I was doing a monthly masterclass last year for the last 3 months where we had surprise guests in, and I don't know if you did one of them, Drumming Studio, but we had a few good guests that would just pop up on the screen, which was quite fun. Hopefully I was giving you a lesson and we were discussing stuff, etc, etc. So anyway, I am going to do some more. I am set to do some more. I just haven't got round to organising what I'm going to, the structure and getting it organised with everything else that's going on at the moment. But I am going to do another one. I will probably, I commit now, I'm going to probably do one in February. Okay, so I'll commit, I'll do it now. So yes, I'll do one in February. But But yeah, they were fun. They were new to me, something new that I've tried, like all of this stuff online. You know, I've never done any of this before. So I will do one in February, I promise you. It's only 15 places, and I normally try and base it around a topic. And like I said, I have a surprise guest comes in. So I think we had the first one we did, I think Ash Sohan came up as a guest and talked about his views on the subject matter that we were discussing. The second one I think was Jeff Dugmore, and then the third one was Jojo Mayer. So the guests are not announced, they just, like I said, they just come up and join us. I reach out to some buddies and they come up and get involved. So anyway, I will do one I'll do one in February, Drumming Studio 12. Thanks for that question. So next question, what else we got? Look, okay. Adam Parsons Official. I'm currently recording an EP and I'm struggling trying to implement MIDI drums. Could you, and then I missed the last bit. Hang on, could you, why does it do that on this? Do I do something wrong? Could you recommend the best, I'm still missing the last part of the question actually. Adam Parsons, I'm still missing the best. How do you do this? Anyone got any suggestions how you can find out the rest of the question? The best. Okay, you may need to come back to me and ask me that one again because I can't see the end. I'm currently recording an EP and I'm struggling trying to import MIDI drums. Could you? I would say something here, Adam. There's some really, really good guys that do this and know. The editor on MikeDolver.com, Simon Edgoose, is amazing. We write stuff on the website, or he does an article once a month from MikeDolver.com about this kind of stuff. I guess there's also an issue in this month's Rhythm magazine where they're talking about that as well. Obviously Ash Sohan. Without knowing the rest of the question, I can't really answer what you're doing there. Emily Dolan Davis does some stuff on Instagram as well that you may be able to find out that could help you a bit more on that question. Like I said, I can't really see the question, so 22 only. Right, do you know which ride? PS Legend, do you know which ride cymbal is the heaviest? I don't know if that's talking about Zildjian or any brand, but I have to say that the Chris Coleman new ride cymbal, which I've got down here, and I've also done some stuff on here, played on there, that's a really heavy cymbal. So I guess that must be quite heavy. I like light cymbals anyway, so I'm probably not aware of. I mean, that, like I said, that's quite a heavy cymbal. Zildjian always used to do the Earth Ride, which is also a very, very heavy cymbal. You're talking about weight-wise. That was a very heavy cymbal. Like I said, I like my cymbals to crash as well. So I don't really go down that route of playing the heavy cymbals. But like I said, I know the new Chris Coleman cymbal is quite a heavy cymbal. Right, what else we got in here? Okay. Adam Parsons Official. Could you recommend the sturdiest cheap drum kit? Well, I'm going to go back to the same subject that I said about cymbals as well. The drum manufacturers, the level of their product now is so high and so incredible, and they're all pushing each other all the time. You know, someone will bring this out, they'll bring something out, and they'll always be pushing it. So I now do not think that we should be, or I don't think that, you know, you see these cheap drum kits that you used to see in a toy shop almost, or in Costco or whatever. You know, we've moved on from that now. All the drum manufacturers are making really, really good, sturdy drum kits for really competitive price. And the thing is, the way that I look at a drum kit is that parents ask me this, and I'm like, you might as well have a drum kit that instead of throwing it in the dustbin at the end of it, you can hopefully sell it and move on to the next kit. So you've got some kind of, it's almost like a house. You got, you know, why not? You've got to sell it on, move it on. So it's the same with a drum kit. So sometimes, you may see something in Costco and it's like like I said, 170 quid, and it's been made somewhere, and it's rubbish, and it's got terrible heads on it, and by the time you finish playing on it and you've learned how to use that drum kit, after 6 months you have to bin it and you buy another kit. Where now, with all these respectable brands, they're all making really, really good products that you could spend an extra 100 quid, but you've got resale value in that kit. So I wouldn't know if there's any kit particular that I would say I really like, because they're all making, like I said, amazing kits. You know, we talked about Sonor earlier. They've just launched that line of drum kit. I mean, you can't even call it. I mean, I like to call it competitively or marked drum kits. But you go into a decent drum shop, and you go and you'll say, this is how much I want to spend, and they show you kits of that stand. You know, you're going to find some really good kits, and you can change the heads on it anyway. So you can put some better heads on it. And once you put some decent cymbals on it as well, normally the cymbals aren't great if you're buying some of those kits, but you can always, again, cymbal companies are making really good stuff now. And the most important thing is, instead of buying the drum kit and throwing it in the bin after a year because you or your son or daughter doesn't want to play drums anymore, or you want another kit, why not buy something decent or reasonably decent that you can resell? So it starts as a beginner's kit, and then the next level is even better. And like I said, they're all the drum companies. I mean, off the top of my head, I can't even think, but all the drum kit companies are doing amazing stuff. I mean, I used to go out and play on a Catalina, which is the Gretsch kit, a few times because I liked the size of it. And I think somebody told me it was like £350 or something, this kit. But it was just a compact kit that I really liked. So all of them, really. I hope that helps you. Wow. Okay. Hang on. The hardest part about this question is reading the name. I'm a little sassy. Okay, I'm a little sassy. Okay, so this is your question. What personal trait, mindset, do most successful musicians share? You know what? This is a really, really good question right now. Okay, and I don't want to get too heavy on this subject, but right now, obviously, as you can imagine, most professional musicians are having a tough time, and have done since March, because they can't work. And it's tough. Obviously, it's tough because they're not earning the money. They can't earn any money. They're struggling to support themselves or their families or whatever it is. But also, it's tough because they're missing that creativity. They're missing going out, playing in front of an audience. They're missing the buzz of playing with other musicians. So that's the hard part. The mindset for successful musicians is something that I've noticed even more so now, is that adapting to the climate. I've been around for 40 years in this industry, and I've had to adapt. If you don't adapt, it's like any good business. If it doesn't adapt, it's not going to succeed, because things are going to change. And as they change, if you don't go with it, you're going to get left behind. So somebody asked me earlier about my favourite style of music. If I'd have said at 16 years old, I want to be a professional jazz drummer for the next 50 years, chances are I'm going to fail. But if I say I want to be a professional drummer, and whatever comes along, I'll adapt to it. Like an actor or an actress. Actually, you're not allowed to say actress. An actor. They have to adapt to the job, okay? And it's the same for most successful musicians, because they have to adapt. You have to work hard. Most musicians that I know are prepared to work hard. They're definitely prepared to adapt. They've adapted since March, whether that's writing books, whether that's setting up home studios, whether that's finding out the new software to work on. Musicians in general have adapted. And so I would say the personality trait, mindset, is adaptation. And I think that's a good message for all of us, okay, because this is unusual for all of us in the world, and we're all struggling. Everyone is going through a stage of struggling for whatever reason. And if you are one person that's gone, I'm having no problems with this and I'm loving it, then congratulations, because everyone's having a tough time. But we've had to adapt. We've had to find ways that maybe we can communicate with our friends now that we couldn't before. Find out how we can keep ourselves fit without going mad, etc., etc. So adapt. That's a good question as well. I like that question. I think you might win. Hang on, let's go back. I don't know how many more's in here. Oh my goodness, maybe I shouldn't have opened this up. Let's have a look. Okay, so right, Leslie King. Okay, nowadays bands play live with click tracks. How you feel about this? Should we rather rely? No, I think it's great. I think it's great. And this is adapting. I think obviously, the drummer's job is to keep time. The drummer's job is to make everything feel good for people to dance to for a start. You're not going to dance if the singer's standing there on his own singing. You're not going to dance. The drummer's responsible for that beat, that groove, and it's to make everything sit. So I like click tracks. In fact, funny enough, I did many years ago now, maybe 20 years ago now, I did a 10-year stint on one gig, 6 nights a week, and every night I had to play with a click, and which was fine. Didn't have a problem with it. I had to sight read to it. I had to play various stuff, etc., etc. I struggled more at the end of my 10 years, and my next amount of jobs were not with a click, and I was concerned that I couldn't keep time anymore, which was bizarre. It was almost like a tightrope walker. All of a sudden they'd say, well, we're going to take the safety net away now, and then you start worrying a little bit more about it. I love it, and it's a necessity now. There's so much going on now. A show now is a lot more of a show. People want more from going out and being entertained, well, if you can remember that. So there's a lot more relying on it. It might be lighting cues, it could be dancers, it could be, there's lots and lots of things. It could be working out the structure so that the singer can get off and do a change, but they've only got 16 bars to do that change. Nothing's going to be worse than if the singer goes off and they know how long that 16 bars is going to be, but if the band, when that singer goes off, speed up, and all of a sudden the singer's not ready. So there's lots of things now that rely on the timing of what's going on stage. So I think it again goes back to my thing before about adapting. We've had to adapt to play with a click. Click tracks have come in my time. At the beginning, when I first started in this industry, they weren't really there. I don't recall having drum lessons at the beginning with a metronome. I don't recall that. I certainly don't recall my first sessions really going in. It would move, but then when it became a necessity, I had to adapt to work with a click. So I think the good thing is that it's down to you as the individual to make that click feel good. So I'm not going for that where it's like, oh no, I think it's better when it's like, well, you make it feel live. That's your responsibility. That's your job. So yeah, I like it. What else? We're going for it tonight, aren't we? What's your favourite ride cymbal? Whoa! Oh my goodness! Leeds Drum Studio. Wow. What's your favourite ride cymbal at the moment? Okay. Well, again, that's a really good question, because you are probably aware that I have a host of cymbals, all makes and all brands. In fact, I've got too many, and I don't know why I've got so many, because I keep changing them. I keep going back and forth. So right now, I'm really keen on this Legacy. Is it a 20? So I've got a 21. I'm really keen on this Legacy. I've also got a Finn 22-inch HHX complex Finn ride, but over here I've got the Zildjian Constantinople, which I love that cymbal, and I have to say I keep going back to that. I've had that one for ages and ages and ages. I do like, and I'm not saying this because I'm trying to make all the companies, I'm saying this because I'm being honest. Like I said, I haven't got any endorsement deal, but I like Benny Greb's cymbal as well. So it's that sound that I like. I like a ride cymbal to crash. I like it to be light enough that it can crash, but it's got a nice bell on it. I'd be really intrigued, but they're limited editions. But if you got a chance to watch the Sabian live I did on Thursday, they've got a limited edition flat ride that they've done in association with Weckl, and I know that if it's been done in association with Dave, that it's going to be really, really good. Quite a cymbal. So again, I know it'd be light, it'd be thin. So I like those cymbals. It's got nothing to do with brand. I never look at the names on a cymbal. I play cymbals, and it has to be musical. It has to connect to me. So it's light cymbals. I do like light cymbals. So I probably have about 15 ride cymbals, and most of them I bought, by the way. But I do like that K Constantinople. I do like this Legacy. Like I said, at the moment, right now, but my cymbal setup's changed at the moment because I'm teaching online. So I've reduced the volume in this room. Where if I'm gigging, I might have changed it for different settings. Hope that helps, Leeds Drum Studio. And I hope you're well, Leeds Drum Studio. So, okay, so what do you think? Okay, so Leeds Drum Studio, you've got another question here, but can you tell me, when you say what's your favourite live drum performance, are you talking about what's my favourite live drum performance that I've done, or my favourite live drum performance that I've watched? Okay, so come back and answer that question for me, and I will tell you the answer. I don't understand that question. What happened to... I don't know who this is. What happened to Jamie Murr? You know his whereabouts these days. I don't know who... Sorry, that's on Hex Deluxe. I don't know who Jamie Murr is. Should I? Maybe I should Google that one. Maybe someone else can help tell us that one. Okay, let me just... We must be coming to the end of this. So this is going to be... let's just see what... Right, okay. Right, let me just see if he's just come in and answered. Great answers, fair, but the gold record is on the wall behind you. Okay, what's your favourite movie? Okay, right, okay, so I have talked about this before, Adam Parsons. The gold record on the wall behind me is not a gold record. It was it was given to me by Vic Firth for my contribution towards the music industry. So it is a gold record, but it's not a gold record. But it was given to me as a contribution by Vic Firth. Right, I think I saw. Now I'm going to finish. I just want to check what this is. I'm just going to also bring this one up. So Christopher Beckett has just come up here. What effect will Brexit have on the UK music industry? Any thoughts? Right, I'm not going to get political. Anyone that watches this knows that I don't get political. It doesn't mean I haven't got any views. And I've discussed this before, that some people have said that I should, but I feel that you're all intelligent enough that I don't need to get political. So I'm not really going to answer that question properly, but I will give you an opinion on that. I don't think we know yet. I really don't. I think I think people may be putting posts up and talking about this down to the musician, but I think they will sort that out. My biggest concern is not necessarily the musician being allowed to go to countries and play in other countries, although I think they will get that sorted, but I don't know. My concern is the truck drivers, the drivers, because there's this thing that I think is coming in at the moment where they're only allowed to be out of the country for a certain amount of days. Well, if you've got a crew, then that's not going to happen. My other concern is that I don't think we're going to see, and I've said this from the beginning, and this is Brexit, it's to do with everything that's going on. I don't think we are going to see for a while touring bands come into the UK, because management companies will not pay visas to come here. Why pay a visa to come to Europe and then pay another visa to come to the UK? I think they just look at the UK and go, well, we just missed that. I honestly don't think that it's been sorted yet. I think there's a lot more that's going to happen. It was always going to be an issue, to be honest. But the music industry, as I said at the beginning of this, is adapting now. It needed to adapt. Our industry has been going downhill for the last 4 or 5 years, the way that the business side of it, and it needs to adapt. And there's lots and lots of things that you could open up a can of worms on that subject. You know, royalties. There's lots of issues. So I'm not going to say anything on Brexit because I don't think it's come to its conclusion yet. I think that things will get sorted. The biggest thing we've got to do is get back out there and play. That's the biggest thing. When we can get back out there and play, and then we can start dealing with that. So that's it. Right. So I've got to answer. I've got to give someone. I think I'm going to go for what effect. Right. I've got to find this question that I really liked. Actually, I thought was great. Right. Hang on. Where was it? I think I liked this one. Was my favourite. I think. I'm a little sassy. Right, what personality trait, mindset do most successful musicians share? I love it. I love that question. So if you would like to DM me your address, I will get these sent out. It doesn't matter where you're from, I will get these sent out to you. Because I think that's important at the moment for all of us. I think we have to adapt to the current situation, not just as a musician, but as a human being to survive what's going on. So I liked that. So DM me your answer, DM me your address, wherever you are, and I will get these sent out to you. So, my guests this week. Oh my goodness! This is only going to be half an hour show, by the way. What's going on? Okay, so tomorrow night we have got the great Kurt Basquera. If you haven't seen this video, Kirky B, West Coast Adventure, it's incredible. I mean, he's played with so many artists. So tomorrow night it's Kurt. Kirky B, we call him. So that's going to be at 7 o'clock, and he's worked with so many people, and I'm going to base it around all those artists as well. I'm going to ask him questions on, you know, working with all those people, what it was like, what the studio was like, etc., etc. So that's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock UK time, 11 a.m. LA time, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, Boston, New York, that time. So that's on tomorrow night, Tuesday night. And then Wednesday night, we have got, same time, we have got Ray Luzier. So Ray from Korn is going to be on here. And again, that's going to be a lot of fun. So 2 great live chats this week. So join me. I'll post up about Kirky B later after this one. But that leaves me to say thank you for being part of this. It seemed to be very popular, actually. I liked these questions coming in and me having to make it up as we go. Thank you on YouTube. If you missed this show and you want to watch it again, obviously it stays up here on Instagram, or it's going to be on my YouTube page, Drum Clips. Spread the word. Tell everybody what I'm doing. I promised from the beginning I wouldn't stop until we're all out of this. And I will continue. So thank you very much. Like I said, spread the word. Look after yourselves wherever you are. Very, very important to look after yourself. Okay? Make sure you're okay. You know, get out, maybe try and get some walking going on. If there's snow around at the moment, maybe go and enjoy it. But look after yourself and be nice to everyone else. You know, send a message to someone that you maybe haven't spoken to for a while. Send a little text. You know, there's a lot of